Our top story today is from Karnataka, where despite his absence, VHP leader Praveen Togadia has created a controversy. A miffed Bengaluru police has slapped cases on Togadia because the organizers went beyond the time which was allotted to them in Bengaluru yesterday, and despite the High Court order, the organizers played out a recorded video statement of Praveen Togadia. There you can see it on your screens, where Praveen Togadia's recorded video statement was played out to a VHP gathering. The organizers also apparently stopped police personnel from discharging their duty when they tried to stop the event. The event took place in Bengaluru on Sunday evening, and Togadia was not allowed by the Bengaluru police and the Karnataka High Court from entering Bengaluru. This is what the Bengaluru police told Headlines today.
In one of the cases, Mr. Praveen Togadia, he is also cited as accused person. The first case is for violation of law with regard to timing. Second violation, that there was clear-cut and very specific order to Mr. Praveen Togadia and the organizers that they won't show any speech, whether in through YouTube, whether through CD, whether through video conferencing, whether through webcasting. But they have put one CD of his speech, despite the fact they know that High Court of Karnataka, they have upheld the order of Commissioner of Police Bangalore City. So that is the second offence. And the third offence is that when our officers, they have gone and they have tried to stop this relay of speech of Mr. Praveen Togadia, the organizers, they have stopped them from discharge of legal duties. So third case has been registered.
Right. In fact, this entire meeting of the VHP had created quite a bit of controversy because initially the MIM, a party which is roots in Hyderabad, had also applied for permission to hold an event, a public meeting on the 8th of February in Bengaluru, and obviously the Bengaluru police did not want to take any chances with the VHP and an MIM meeting taking place in the city on the same day, which is why permission was refused to the VHP. The MIM has now said that they will apply for fresh permission with the Bengaluru police on the 20th of February for a public meeting in Bengaluru. The MIM looking to spread its roots in Bengaluru ahead of the civic elections in the city, but the VHP obviously looking to kind of strike roots in Karnataka. In fact, we can now go across to my colleague Rohini Swamy joining us live from Bengaluru. Rohini, quite interesting that you told me that none of the BJP leaders wanted to speak on this entire controversy of the Bengaluru police slapping cases on Praveen Togadia. Is the reluctance because they are embarrassed about the flouting of rules by the VHP?
Absolutely. The BJP, for that matter, is definitely embarrassed by this move that they've seen by Praveen Togadia. When on one hand, the Karnataka High Court had very clearly said that neither can he step inside Bangalore or hold any video conferencing or any address for that matter. Flouting those very rules, flouting the police commissioner's order that is there, and going ahead with it definitely has put the BJP on the back foot, because we have seen how even the Karnataka Assembly, they had actually gone to the well of the house and even walked out of the house, stating that if Togadia can hold speeches all across Karnataka and there's been no problem, why not Bangalore? And while they have done this, here when the High Court has said something and he has flouted the rules, the whole idea of the BJP putting up a stand saying they've always followed the rule of the land and always been with the law, that falls completely off.
Right. So, Rohini, what is the kind of action that the Bengaluru police now plans to take against the VHP?
Very annoyed that the Bangalore police they have decided that they will book cases on 3 counts. One is that the permission that was given was only given till 6 o'clock in the evening. They extended to 8. That's the first violation. The second violation they have also been looking into is the fact that the video conferencing happened, and based on that they have also taken the accused in terms of the VHP and Mr. Togadia into the list of people who are accused in this case. Apart from that, they're also going to be taking stringent action against the VHP for various reasons, in terms of not allowing a police personnel on duty to discharge his duty while they were trying to shut down or stop that video from being shown. So it's just not a few sections, but a lot of sections of IPC that they're looking at slapping on the VHP and Mr. Togadia.
Right. The Togadia story, we haven't heard the last of it from Bengaluru. We all know that to become a good politician, you need a thick skin, and Kerala Finance Minister K.M. Mani is one politician who seems to have a fairly thick skin. Despite allegations of bribery against him, he has said that only he will present the state budget in March.
UDF government കെ എം മാണി ധനകാര്യമന്ത്രിയാണെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ തന്നെ അവതരിപ്പിക്കും. അതിന് മാറ്റമൊന്നുമില്ല. അനുവദിക്കുകയില്ലെന്ന് ആരെ ഈ പറയുന്നത്? ഇതൊന്നും പറയേണ്ട കാര്യം, ഇതൊന്നും ചർച്ച ചെയ്യേണ്ട വിഷയമല്ലല്ലോ.
Right. So there you heard KM Mani, quite a defiant KM Mani there, saying that only he will present the budget. This, of course, comes in the backdrop of Kerala politics, which, of course, sees a lot of mudslinging and allegations against each other, both within the UDF and also from the LDF on the UDF. In fact, it was Balakrishna Pillai, one of the founder members of the UDF, who had said that KM Mani is also one who has taken bribes from different people amounting to 24 crore rupees. In fact, we can go back to Rohini on this. Rohini, Mani increasingly becoming an embarrassment for the Congress and the UDF government there in Kerala. Is there a sense that 1 year before the elections, the UDF, by going along with Mani, backing him, especially Chief Minister Oommen Chandy, is actually digging its political grave?
Absolutely. It's a tough call that the UDF has taken, while the fact that they have decided to go with KM Mani and stand by him, saying that these are allegations till now until they are proven. One is definitely going to see a dent in the UDF image, especially with the elections around the corner. Another point that is being also made is KM Mani is a finance minister of the state. He has continued to take that stand, saying that he will present the budget and he will not go down to pressure from the opposition. The opposition in that matter, the LDF has also said that if he does present the budget, they will walk out and there will be unprecedented protests within the Assembly, the Kerala Assembly. Now, one needs to see how Mr. KM Mani actually bats or how he defends himself on these various allegations on the floor of the House.
Right. We do know, of course, Rohini, that KM Mani is an important constituent of the UDF. He commands a sizable following, especially in the Christian pockets in Middle Kerala, especially from Kottayam, where he comes. Is there a division within the Congress on how to actually handle this issue? So far, Chief Minister Oommen Chandy is seen as someone who is backing his finance minister. Would there come a point where the central leadership has to step in, or different factions of the Congress say that he is increasingly becoming an embarrassment?
Well, that is true, because it's just not one, there are multiple divisions within the Congress and for that UDF for that matter. Yes, there will be a time when the Central High Command will have to step in, but as of now, what we are given to understand is Mr. Oommen Chandy has said that he will handle the situation. The ball is in Mr. Oommen Chandy's court to decide whether to keep Mani in or to keep Mani out. The point is that why is the decision not taken till now? Even the Chief Whip for the matter, PC George, has said the decision lies on Mani to fight his allegations or to step down. So the whole idea is, why is the UDF, or for that matter, the Congress taking a stand like this, that they will back Mani? Is it because of the lobby that he's, or the kind of confidence that he has, or is it because the lobby that is very strong that he controls that could possibly see the down that the UDF may not be able to get as much votes? So that is the big question, the trick question, and that is at that point we can actually see the Central High Command stepping in to try to solve the issue.
Right, definitely Kerala politics always a journalist fancy to actually dream to cover Kerala politics, given the fact that there are lots of factions of the Kerala Congress themselves in both the UDF and the LDF. Rohini Swami, thanks a lot for joining us there on the story from Kerala. That contract marriages take place in the old city area of Hyderabad is perhaps one of the city's worst kept secrets. But now the Hyderabad police has decided to crack the whip. 3 Muslim priests have been arrested as an attempt by the Hyderabad police to ensure that those actively engaged in prostitution of young girls are put behind bars.
These are Muslim priests who are meant to solemnize marriages in Hyderabad. Instead, they were involved in organizing illegal contract marriages with men from the Gulf, encouraging girls to be sold in the name of marriage.
ये 3 आदमी ये अकबर का साथ कुछ पैसों के लिए ये माइनर बच्चियां का इनोसेंट गर्ल्स का गरीब गर्ल्स का औरत का ये जिंदगी खराब करने के लिए ये अरब शेख को डाल दिया. उनको क्या मालूम है उनको क्या क्या डिसीज है, प्रॉब्लम्स है, वो एड्स है, पता नहीं. लेकिन ये स्मॉल पैसों के लिए उनका जिंदगी खराब करने में ये थोड़ा हेल्प कर दिया. खाजिया ऐसा नहीं करना है.
The arrest has had its effect, because it led to the arrest of this man from Somalia who had come to buy a bride for himself for 80,000 rupees for a short-term marriage with the help of some brokers. The police hopes that the arrest will deter families from pushing their daughters into these contract marriages, which are just another name for prostitution. With T.S. Sudhir in Hyderabad, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Good news for you on Up South. A big moment for Bengaluru with city-based musician Ricky Cage winning the 57th Grammy Award for his collaborative album Winds of Samsara with African flautist Walter Kellerman. A self-taught musician, Cage, who is 33 years old, has previously composed soundtracks for Kannada films. Winds of Samsara, with multiple collaborations, is his 14th studio album and refers to the cycle of life. A proud father there. Heartiest congratulations to him from all of us here at Headlines Today. And finally, Kannada film legend Dr. Vishnu Vardhan is now a comics character. And what better way than Amar Chitrakada to develop this detective character called Sahasima.
Dr. Vishnu Vardhan, who was often called as the phoenix of Kannada cinema, has now literally risen from the ashes. His son-in-law Anirudh has conceptualized a detective character featuring Vishnu Vardhan and his family.
It's a gift to the grandchildren from grandparents, And it's a love towards grandchildren and concern about them.
Sahasima, the series is an effort to reach out to the new generation. And to bring that connect, they have introduced the entire Vishnu Vardhan family in the series. Sahasima is assisted by his two grandchildren, Jetsa and Shloka, to solve different mysteries. This is the first time that a South Indian film actor has been featured as a comic character.
The concept struck, I wanted my father-in-law, Dr. Vishnu Vardhan, a legendary actor, as you said, to reach out to the younger generation. And this is the best possible way, which I could think of. Both my children, Jeshtavardhan and Shloka, they are also a part of this. They represent the future generation. Essentially, in this comic series, there are detective stories which are entertaining and thrilling. But most importantly, what I want to point out is the readers will get introduced to the social issues around them.
But it definitely was not easy for those at Amar Chitrakatha. The whole effort was to get the face of Dr. Vishnu Vardhan right.
Veteran artist Dilip Kadam, who's done our Mahabharata series, who was drawing this, but he just couldn't get Dr. Vishnu Vardhan's face right. So every time we would go back to him with corrections, back and forth, and finally it was Adarsh over here who, did the correct faces. Dr. Vishnu Vardhan is a person whom millions of people love and they recognize. So it was very important to get each, his actions, the nuances, the way he speaks, the way he would twist his kada, those were the things that we had to be particular about.
With Rohini Swami in Bangalore, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
That's a good way to keep Dr. Vishnu Vardhan's legacy alive. That's it then on Up South this Monday evening. News and updates will continue on Headlines Today.